236 of the All the Book Show, recorded at the David A. Howe Public Library, where we talk book news, author news, and literary news. I'm Eric Mickles.
I'm Nick Gunning.
Man, 236 episodes.
I know.
Like, we say that, and people are just like, 236.
Yeah.
That's how many weeks
Yeah.
we've recorded this.
236 weeks.
Yeah. Sometimes I start an episode of a television show.
Yeah.
I don't even finish it.
Yeah.
I don't even finish the single episode.
Not a lot. Listen, not a lot of television shows have 236 episodes.
No.
So.
We're in anime numbers.
Yeah, we are.
So.
Yeah, we're in Grey's Anatomy numbers.
Yeah. Are there any pilots that you like starting like I'm not even finishing the pilot?
Oh my gosh, there are many of those.
Terra
yes.
Nova, I think, is one of the more like prominent ones for me
Oh,
because there
boy.
were dinosaurs in it, but not. And I was just like, I'm not going to finish the last
terrible pilot.
Yeah, I didn't even finish the last 10 minutes of the episode. Apparently, that's when the dinosaurs showed up.
I guess.
But no, thank you.
This is Fox's Terra Nova, which was. How long ago was this?
I was still in college.
Yeah,
I was watching
ago.
it. That's how much I was interested. I was like, I will watch this in the campus.
And it was big budget.
Yeah.
It was a big budget. It was supposed to be like a huge deal.
Wasn't Spielberg's name on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it just fizzled instantly.
Yeah.
No good.
Yeah. As we mentioned before, Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Another pilot I didn't finish.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So
that's right. Anyway.
Any prominent ones for you?
New Amsterdam. That hot new medical show, New Amsterdam.
Oh,
Gave that a shot. No.
Didn't even finish the first episode.
I don't think so.
All right.
No. A little too earnest.
Listeners, call in and tell us what pilots of television shows did you not finish?
Listen.
Maybe later we'll talk about best pilots.
He's kidding, but if you have pilots you couldn't finish or favorite pilots, please send them to Twitter at All the Book Show.
Yeah. Do you think podcasting is easier or harder than like live radio?
Easier.
Talk radio.
Yeah, easier. Because
what we're doing is
we
easier.
can do what we need to do. If we need to take a phone call or whatever, we're not just like boom, boom, boom.
Right. But at the same time, we would now be filling content with those like pilot ones. We wouldn't even have to talk about what we're talking about
That's
today,
true.
which is...
Yeah. We're going to be talking about sexy new books.
Mm-hmm.
These are new additions to our collection that have caught our eye that we'd like to talk about.
Yeah, the new belle of the ball.
That's right.
No, the
Good
new
thoughts.
bells of the ball.
Are all of your... Nice grammatical correction there. That's good.
Yeah.
Are all yours YA?
All mine are YA this time.
Mine are all A.
Okay. I don't think that's the preferred term.
Okay, well, why don't you
We're
leave that
over
to
here in
me?
the A section. Well, I guess... Yeah.
It sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to open our books, take a look at the bookmarks.
Yeah. We're going to take a look in a book.
Yeah, take a look.
Bookmark section.
Bookmark. All right, so let me see. Let me tell you some of the things that this guy's been reading.
Are you pointing at you or me?
Well, would you like to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I finished Wish Tree by Catherine Applegate. Have you read this one?
I haven't read this one yet.
This is about a wish tree.
Yeah.
And I think, look,
fairly new one.
we're going to be talking about Catherine / K.A. Applegate in the
Slash
Animorph
mom.
Kingdom.
No, just kidding. She's not my mom.
I know. And maybe next month we're going to be doing that, but or later this month. But the point is, we'll talk about this more then, but I was a little underwhelmed by this.
By Wish Tree.
I think that it was one of those things where the message it was trying to convey maybe overtook the story a little bit.
Mm.
And so it's hard to be like, this book was dumb when it has such an important message.
Right.
But at the same time, book-wise, not so good.
Right.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
All
Age
right.
range?
Age range, I would probably put this as a 8 to 12, probably, but even with that in mind, I wouldn't. Yeah. Anyway, I finished the Lost Stars manga, 3-volume manga series based on the novel by Claudia Gray, Lost Stars, the first modern YA Star Wars novel, as Eric put it.
Because weren't the young Jedi Knights? They were targeted at what we consider the YA crowd.
Yeah,
now.
Kevin J. Anderson.
But those ended in the 90s, right?
Yeah, decades ago. Mm-hmm.
I can't think of a single YA novel they did in between those then. So yeah.
I don't. There's a lot of the even younger, the junior level paperbacks.
Yeah.
But this was really the first got the hardcover treatment was a big deal, and it's since been adapted into manga towards the end of 2019, 3-volume set. I loved it. I thought it was a great story.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little, I off mic, I want to ask you about the ending, because I had some gripes with the ending of the manga, and I wondered if maybe they were angling more towards a volume 4 than really wrapping up the novel. So let's talk about that without spoiling it for our listeners.
All right.
But I do recommend this series. I think it's great. Now, you're a fan of the book.
Yeah, I recommend the book.
And do you think you'd ever check out this manga, or you feel like
the manga
you
looks
got the
cool?
story?
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things I've read the story, but the story was good.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I might check out the manga sometime.
This last one that I read really deserves its entire episode devoted just to this, but we already have a 1 or 2 Batman episodes.
Oh.
I read Batman Odyssey by Neil Adams, written and illustrated
by Neil Adams.
Have you heard of this title?
No.
I think it's possibly the worst like mainstream graphic novel that exists.
Wow.
I'm not talking about like, little quirky.
How come Neil Adams never returned your emails?
Yeah, seriously. But I think that this, as like a Batman, it's a marquee DC character. I mean, it's a DC Comics 13-issue graphic novel series. Neil Adams is a legend as an illustrator, not as a writer. And this it's terrible. It's terrible. First, it's like a shirtless Batman is narrating a story to somebody that you don't know. You don't know who it is, but he's narrating this story. It's impossible to follow. I mean, it's just, you cannot take a thread of this and work it all the way through. Was this new? It's relatively new.
The man's like 80-something.
Look, I don't care. That's no excuse. That's no excuse.
Yeah.
And it looked weird, too. Yeah. Like, it didn't quite have the
man was looking up to the young George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life as a kid.
Exactly.
It's like, boy, I can't wait to grow up to be that kid.
There's like a pocket universe opens up that you can access through the Batcave.
Sure.
And Batman and Robin and like a Neanderthal Batman and Robin
go on,
team up and like ride dinosaurs.
Go on.
But it's atrocious. It's so bad.
Well, you're doing a bad job at selling me off of it.
I want you to read it. Look, I want you to read it.
Okay.
This is one of those things where it's like it needs to be experienced because all the reviews are bad, And I had just read the Neil Adams' The Coming of the Superman, which also had a lot of really bad reviews on it. It's another one that he also wrote, but I liked that. I thought, okay, well, this is weird. I get why people don't like it, but I like it. I think that one's cool in its quirk. This one was like, I overused this phrase, but it was like a fever dream.
Wow. Yeah.
So
13 issues. There are a few comics that I'm like, oh, thank goodness this was 12 issues.
And it's weird too because it's set like when you look at the comics, it's like Batman Odyssey Volume 1 and it's 6 issues. And then it's Batman Odyssey Volume 2 and it's another 7 issues, but that's how they're numbered. Like it's Batman Odyssey Volume 2, number 1 is what the single issue would say. So it's a really weird publication thing, but I really think that it's easily the worst Batman graphic novel, and I think it's probably maybe the worst of DC's graphic novels.
I think I've read some bad Batman.
You haven't read Batman Odyssey.
All right.
Anyway, but I did like Coming of the Superman. So Neil Adams, if you're listening, I did like Coming of the Superman. Yeah. And of course, I mean, classic Neil Adams illustrations, starting way back in the Dead Man days and the classic Batman run. It looks great. Yeah, X-Men.
He the only reason X-Men sales were going up right before it was canceled was because of Neil Adams and the writer.
Oh, I don't know.
Neil Adams and...
I don't know. Who wrote X-Men? I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Not Starling.
No.
Okay. So the classic stuff looks great, and even in a modern one that was written by Neil Adams, I think Coming of the Superman actually has a lot going for it. So I would say check that out. But Batman Odyssey, if you're going to read it, you know what you're getting into.
Roy Thomas.
Okay. And he was on X-Men for quite a while.
Yeah. Roy Thomas went back and forth, but it was when the Roy Thomas Neil Adams run that people tend to talk about because of Neil Adams like art.
All right.
Savage Land.
All right.
I think he drew Magneto without his helmet for the first time.
Ooh, his flowing silver locks.
Yeah, it was the first time you realized like Magneto was an older gentleman, and there must be a story to this guy.
Yeah. I'm currently reading Wonderland by Ace Atkins. So this is a continuation of Robert B. Parker's Spencer series. It's currently in the works as a film starring Marky Mark.
Oh, this is the Marky Mark one. Okay.
Spencer Confidential.
But it's not Wonderland.
Right. Okay. This is the second of the Ace Atkins books. The original book is called Wonderland. It's been republished as Spencer Confidential. And we're going to be talking about Spencer Confidential and revisiting our classic Robert Parker set in next week's episode. So,
would you say the body of this book is a Wonderland?
No, actually, I would say it's not gelling. It's not working.
Okay.
Trite.
Yeah.
What a good word.
Thank you.
Did you get a new calendar or something?
Yes, it's a dinosaur calendar.
I'm finishing up the Green Arrow run that we started when we discussed the Mike Grell run a few episodes back in our Green Arrow Spotlight. I'm on volume, I want to say 7 of 9.
7's what you told me. 7 of 9. Who was just on Star Trek?
I know, back in Picard. I am reading.
She's got
Green
a lot of anger.
She does. Green Arrow Homecoming.
Yeah. Are you caught up with
Picard?
Picard?
Yeah.
We can't really talk about it.
No, we can't.
It seems spoilery.
Are you? How you feeling about it?
Fine. Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel great about it.
There's certain people I don't trust.
Yeah.
That maybe I'm supposed to trust.
Yeah.
The pilot.
I don't think it's a super great supporting cast.
Really?
And I feel like as they keep adding new plot elements and new characters, I feel like what I was liking about the early episodes were getting watered down.
The newest episode, I thought it, but Kendra was the one who vocalized it.
Yeah.
They cast the woman who looks just like a young Deanna Troi. Not Deanna.
Yeah.
So,
Marina Sirtis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like she had a daughter.
You're right.
They're like, let's get her out of the show.
That's true. That's true.
So, yeah.
That's it for what I'm reading. Would you like to talk about the Sonic movie now, or do you want to do your bookmark first?
All right, let's talk about the Sonic movie now.
Let's do it. Eric and I saw the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
And it was a weird watch, but I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe it?
It is a kids' film that I
much more of a kids' film than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, all the Sonic stuff, everything that Jim Carrey is the only thing that I feel like is geared towards adults.
Yes.
Everything else is geared towards kids.
Yeah.
There's references to the Sonic games. That's fun, but like I don't know, Sonic never says anything funny.
No.
Or compel. I don't know. Sometimes he's cute and sad, but like for the most part, if he was opening his mouth, nothing good was going to come out of it.
Yeah, and I'm not too proud to tell you that I almost fell out of my chair laughing at a couple of like very classic Jim Carrey via like Ace Ventura and the Riddler era Jim Carrey moments that like you just haven't seen since like 1997.
Right.
So I mean, it was worth it for that for me, but I did feel like I really should have brought my son to this because it was a child's movie.
Yeah.
It was a child's
movie.
Oh
yeah, totally. I can't think of a single thing that makes it not safe to bring your kid to.
No, if it wasn't for the fact that Robotnik is like pursuing Sonic, and so there's a little bit of like peril involved, this could easily have been a G-rated movie, I think.
I tell you what, as somebody who was a small child sitting in the movie theater when he saw the Super Mario Brothers film, it's night and day. I left Mario Brothers being confused and
yes,
I remember
you and Bob Hoskins both.
I remember being kind of scared.
Yeah.
Remember thinking it was like weirdly sexy. It was a strange time. Sonic the Hedgehog is the movie that I should have been brought to as a kid.
It's also maybe the movie that should have been made in like 1994.
If that movie had come out when I was a kid, I would have loved it.
Oh yeah. Why didn't they do that?
I'm kind of glad they didn't. They'd have to do like a Roger Rabbit like hand-drawn animated Sonic.
Yeah.
Or just like a kid whose name is Sonic.
Right. I guess that's probably why.
Wears a blue jacket.
That's probably why they didn't do it. If they would have made, if they would have made it in the 90s, it would have been that Sonic was like in the TV on the screen or something, and he was like, "Come on, man, you got to help me." That's what it would have been like.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would have been there for it.
Yep.
All right, so that was the Sonic movie. I say, bring your children, go for Jim Carrey, have a good time.
Yeah. Stay for the chili dogs.
He loves those chili dogs.
Yeah. All right.
What about your bookmark? What have you been reading, big guy?
I read the 1995 miniseries Rogue.
Oh. Hi, y'all.
Yeah. It took her a while to get her own miniseries.
Wow.
And this is really as much a sequel to like the Gambit series that had come before as it is a Rogue series. The only thing that's really like Rogue-centered is that it's dealing with Cody. Are you familiar with Cody?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Her boy, or the young boy she kissed when
her
her first kiss, her first love, put him in a coma.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Anyway, deals with that. The art is kind of like, it's weird. It's got like these big early Disney eyes on both Gambit and Rogue. It does not work for Gambit because you're still doing like the red pupils and everything.
Yeah.
It's entertaining enough. I probably would have preferred this more when I was younger and getting into comics.
Did they look like pop figures? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it was fine.
Okay.
I got some more Rogue comics to read.
Good for you.
I read the first...
Could I ask? You just on a Rogue kick?
A little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We might be covering her history in the comics, and so there's a few like Rogue...
You and me?
No, not you and me.
Oh.
We're not doing a Rogue episode here. I've got an X-Men podcast I do.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right. Previously on X-Men.
Previously on X-Men. We might be doing a Rogue kick. So I was like...
do you want me to do the Rogue Scream? If you want me to do the Rogue Scream...
No, I do not.
I'll
do not.
Gladly, okay.
Thank you. I read the first 2 volumes of Astonishing X-Men that Charles Saul wrote.
I feel like they're expecting me to do the Rogue Scream now because
I don't think anyone
You
is.
don't think they are?
No, I think they're... Yeah. And so here's the selling point of these 2 volumes, of these 12 issues, is that it's a rotating artist for every issue.
That could be good.
It can be, but it's also kind of hard to like stay consistent. Anyway, it's the X-Men. Xavier's brought back to life, kind of. Maybe it's not. He's in Phantomax's body. I don't know. It's kind of dull. It didn't do anything for me. The rotating artist didn't work. Somehow it becomes they're dealing with the Shadow King, but then it becomes a Proteus story. I like the Proteus story from anyway. Nobody
I
cares what I'm
mostly
saying
read
about
Charles Sewell's Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, and he's written a bunch of Wolverine as well.
I read his whole Poe Dameron series, which was always just fine. But he also wrote the first volume of Superman Wonder Woman Power Couple, which I had a good time with. So,
I'm reading through Altered Carbon still.
Oh.
I'm a little bit more than halfway through, I think, by Richard K. Morgan. I'm loving it. It's real good. It's not for the weak at heart, both in sex and violence, I would say. There's some, part of me thinks maybe you'd like it, but I don't think you'd like the torture. There's a scene of torture, and it is brutal. So I would not really recommend this to you.
Okay.
Squeamish need not apply. However, I'm really liking it. It's one of these crazy big sci-fi. At one point, they just kind of throw away a line. They're like, "Oh, I was here during Communication Day. Communication Day being the time they learned to talk to whales," and that's just thrown away. Now, I kept looking. Did I miss something? No, it's just mentioned. I'm like, this is a book that's set in a universe where we can talk to whales, and that's just a throwaway line. Like, oh yeah, that McDonald's closed down last week. So. Hey, I'm only bringing this up because we have this in the collection now.
Okay.
I finished the anime series Blue Gender.
Okay.
A show I started watching when it first aired on Adult Swim in 2003.
Wow.
Then I got back to it a couple of years ago because it was on Hulu.
Okay.
But then I was 6, 7 episodes away from finishing it, and Hulu took it off. Anyway, we now own it in the library, and that is not an abuse of power.
No.
It's this sci-fi bugs infesting the earth anime. It's very dark. It's very serious. It's pretty good.
Can you think of many shows that you have almost finished that you haven't? I've got a list of shows that I want to get back to.
Yeah.
I never finished Burn Notice. Did you ever watch Burn Notice?
No.
Never finished it.
Oh, yeah.
Came really close to finishing Psych, also a USA show. Never finished it.
Sorry, man.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
My wife and I started watching the second season of Heroes.
Oh.
I just
yeah.
Every time I'm like, should we watch Heroes? And we're both like, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
Do you think it's worth it?
No.
It never.
No, I don't think Heroes ever rebounds.
Never rebounds after season 1.
I don't think so.
But then they also had a reboot of Heroes.
Yeah, and I think that failed too.
No one cared about that.
I'm not sure it's really worth it.
You don't think I should do it?
You can. It's a free country.
You know what? Twitter poll. I'm going to do a Twitter poll.
Anyway, Blue Gender, just cementing my love for the 1998-2004 era of anime shows.
Okay.
It's hard to top that era for me right now.
I saw the movie Ion Flux. Charlize Theron?
No, different thing.
Okay.
And if you're interested in Blue Gender, it's now in the collection. Also, I'll be finishing up the anime show Gungrave soon. Also in our collection.
Interesting. What about the film Ion Flux?
Gosh, I don't know if we have it or not.
I don't either.
It hasn't been a huge demand.
No.
I've got some other movies. I rented Joker, but I still haven't watched it. No, that's the other
different Joker.
Yeah, that's the different Joker.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Yeah.
Like that Joker.
I grabbed some anime movies that are in our collection that I hadn't watched yet.
Sorry.
But I also still haven't watched them yet.
Uh-huh.
So their status checked out. My status with them, same.
You're just really getting fast and loose with things right now.
Yeah. I had some buffalo chicken for dinner a couple of nights ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I had the leftovers, but I got some frozen vegetables and stir-fried them, put them on rice with the chicken.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a man on death row over here. He's just throwing caution to the wind.
All right. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? The death row thing reminded me that my wife and I have been watching this CBS show Interrogation.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of this?
I've seen the previews during Picard.
It's pretty cool.
You pay for it, but you still get to watch the commercials.
Oh, mine is commercial free.
Oh, you paid for the commercial free.
Yeah.
Well, my mom's paying for the CBS All Access.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. She bought me Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on DVD.
She bought me some juice boxes.
Thanks, Lisa.
She puts on Picard, hands me a juice box, and I just sit there for a good 40 minutes.
I believe you.
I have no trouble
anyway,
at that point.
back to CBS's Interrogation, which I think is only on CBS All Access. I don't think
so.
You can watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All 10 episodes drop at once, and it's about this cold case. And there's you choose whatever order you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's each is sort of like a character, and they're set from it covers a 20-year span. So we watched the first episode, and then there was one character that was interesting to us, so we watched the episode based on that character, and it was set 20 years after the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just watch it and however you feel like, and then you watch the final episode at the end. So it's cool. I'm surprised that nothing like this is really
Yeah, seems like a Netflix ploy.
It does, yeah. But I'm digging it. So that's all. That's all.
Cool.
Yep. Should we get into some book news?
Yeah, I want to.
Okay. I want to mention that the National Book Critics Circle has put out their long list, so I'm just going to give you a couple of
oh, no, I don't want to do this.
You don't want to?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Here are the fiction nominees. We'll cover the winners when it comes. I'm just going to give you the hits right now.
The nominons.
Fiction.
Sorry.
Everything Inside by Edwidge Danticat. Feast Your Eyes by Mila Goldberg. The Topeka School by Ben Lerner. Lost Children Archive by Valeria Lucelli. The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. Nonfiction includes A Manual for Survival, A Chernobyl Guide to the Future by Kate Brown. The Buried, an Archaeology of the Egyptian Revolution by Peter Hessler. Say Nothing, A True Story of Murder and Memory in Northern Ireland by Patrick Radden Keefe. Out of the Shadows, Reimagining Gay Men's Lives by Walt Odets. And No Visible Bruises, What We Don't Know About Domestic Violence Can Kill Us by Rachel Louise Snyder. So those are the nominees again for
I keep hoping that Down Under by Men at Work is going to be nominated.
No.
It never is.
Nominees for fiction and nonfiction in the National Books Critics Circle, and we'll tell you the winners when they come out.
Nonfiction?
Yeah.
Do you think? Down Under by Men at Work?
I don't know. You know, I saw they were, one of the guys was with Ringo Starr,
That's
so
true.
I saw them do it live. Colin Hay was there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's the guy, I guess.
Yep.
You'd want.
That's the one you want to get?
He was on Scrubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Overkill.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
I
can't get to sleep.
You want to just do a Men at Work podcast?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Man, this isn't meant to be a plug for a podcast we have no connection with.
Okay.
But I have to tell you, a good idea is a good idea, and I'm so jealous I didn't come up with it. There's a podcast called Song versus Song. I've told you this before.
Okay.
But it's just kind of like you pick songs that came out during the same era, two songs, by contemporary artists, and you just compare which one is better and talk about them. And I'm so jealous of it. Like they do Don't Stop Believin' with another, I can't even remember what it was. But anyways, they did Down Under by Men at Work and Africa by Toto. And I'm like, of course.
I also saw Steve Lukather from Toto who sang Africa.
You know what? It might just be a Ringo and his All-Star Band spin-off podcast.
It might be that. I have a similar podcast, but I compare sandwich fixings. So I just take like mayonnaise versus barbecue sauce and who wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But with different foods.
Yeah.
Like you got French fries.
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Dang.
It's a whole thing.
I'd watch that.
Well, it's a podcast. So it's an audio.
I would suggest the video.
Would you?
Like of you eating it.
Oh.
So we could see the foods.
I'm always open to expand. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's on the New York Times bestseller list?
Okay. Number 10 is called, on the hardcover bestsellers for adults.
Okay.
Number 10, new this week, Weather by Jenny Offill. Lizzie.
Weather as in like whether or not you do this, or weather as in like, oh, sunny weather today.
Yes, the second one.
Sunny weather?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd call storm in to control this.
Sunny weather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wolverine's Berserker Rage. Incorrect. Sorry, X gets the square.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what show we're doing. Lizzie becomes obsessed with disaster psychology while working at a university library and answering inquiries to a former mentor's podcast. There's a lot there.
Yeah, there was.
So, and it's called Weather, specifically the clouds.
Okay, yeah. It's
cloud-based weather.
Yeah. Sunny rain, that kind of thing.
Not cloud-based weather like digital. Digital
okay.
weather.
All right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 2. Number 9. It's the second one I'm reading.
In reverse, yeah. Were you
Number...
turning to Chris Walken for a minute? There's the second one I'm reading.
Number 9, A Long Petal of the Sea by Isabel Allende. A young pregnant widow and an army doctor take a ship to Chile to escape the aftermath of the Spanish Civil War. Starts sad, doesn't end.
No,
happy.
It ends in a civil war, so that's not a great one all around.
Do you think the child is going to be important to stopping the war?
Yes.
Oh,
can I ask you a question on mic?
Yes.
No.
Go ahead.
Because now you can refuse these requests. So
Go ahead.
Maybe I shouldn't.
What is it?
I think we should read Isabel Allende's Zorro book and then do an episode about it.
Did she write a Zorro book?
She did.
What is it?
I think it's just called Zorro.
Oh.
So
is it the cyberpunk Zorro?
No, it's not. It's not. There's no zombies. There's no cyberpunk.
There were zombies in it.
You'll think about it.
Okay.
You'll think about it.
All
right. What else?
Zorro. Number 8, Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed.
Oh, such a
Tumult
fun age.
ensures when Alexis Chamberlain's babysitter is mistakenly accused of kidnapping her charge.
What? How old?
I don't know.
It doesn't say?
No.
But it's such a fun age. I want to know if it actually is a fun age.
Well, it's probably like 8 then.
Ugh.
8 or 9.
Yeah, okay.
Pass. When we first started reading the description of this, it was talking more about like, it seemed like the main character was the babysitter.
Yeah.
Now it seems like Alex Chamberlain is the main character, who is the one being babysat.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting turn.
It is interesting.
Number 7, The Guardians by John Grisham. Colin Post, a lawyer and Episcopal minister, antagonizes some ruthless killers when he takes a wrongful conviction case. Don't take those cases.
Don't take it.
Number 6, Crooked River by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. Agent Pendergast series, human feet inside nondescript shoes, wash ashore in Florida.
Wait, nondescript shoes?
Yeah. So not like Sonic the Hedgehog's iconic red shoes.
They don't like light up or anything like that?
No.
Just any old shoes.
Yeah.
What would that be? Would that be like a? I don't like sneakers that are like white based. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like primarily white. And maybe they have like a blue stripe. I don't think
it doesn't
so.
say sneakers. It says shoes.
Alternately, sneakers that are all black. I don't like either.
Okay.
So
yeah. Where are you going?
You know,
a funeral race?
I don't know.
Racing to the funeral?
I don't know.
Number 5, The Dutch House by Ann Patchett. Did you wipe a tear away because you're tired of this book already?
No. I just had.
A sibling relationship is impacted when the family goes from poverty to wealth and back again over the course of many decades.
Every time that back again. That's rough. That's
yes,
rough. You
absolutely.
get used to being able to get mayonnaise and barbecue sauce. But at this point,
ranch is okay with
French
fries
from Chili's because you were like barbecue sauce. I just want to know.
Number 4, The Silent Patient by Alex McKillides. Theo Faber looks into the mystery of a famous painter who stopped speaking after shooting her husband, but the art is great.
No, yeah.
She was inspired.
Yeah, left me speechless.
Huh.
Did you like that?
Number 3, Golden in Death by J.D. Robb, the 50th. That's the big 5-0 book of the In Death series. This book series is now in its midlife crisis. This book series is going to get a Corvette.
Yeah.
A 20-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know, a pinball machine of its old childhood haunt.
I think at this point, like, what's Nora Roberts trying to prove?
Sure,
you know what I mean? She's already branched off into having a separate identity.
Right.
You know what I mean? To prove. It was like when Stephen King was like, I'm going to write as Richard Bachman. Only Nora Roberts has done it for 50 books. And she's still writing books about, like, witches who live in like, Connecticut and are also cousins.
Yeah.
Big family reunions. So it's just a lot.
I just looked up Nora Roberts' net worth.
Yeah.
$390 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
she could have stopped 45 books ago and probably been okay.
Yeah, she's still in that middle part of the Silent Patient.
What's J.D. Robb's net worth?
Dutch House.
Or is it combined? That's my question.
Oh, I see.
Are there individual
J.D. Robb net worth?
Is it like a tax dodge, do you think?
Oh my gosh. Huh. No, because you got to put other names you know.
Probably
no,
not.
It still says 390. So
okay. Same deal.
She it's estimated that she earns $20 million a year in royalties.
Wow.
Gosh.
I hope she pays taxes on that because we really just put it all out there. I'm just saying.
You think the IRS is listening to this podcast is like, wait a second.
Probably.
J.D. Robb and Nora Roberts are the same person?
Write this down. I need you to check into something quick.
Yeah. I can't. I got to finish Golden in Death.
Golden in Death. Book 50.
Man, $20 million a year just in royalties.
That's a lot.
I don't even get like $20 a month free.
You could buy so many pairs of Descript shoes with that money.
Yeah. Yeah. You could design Sonic the Hedgehog and redesign Sonic the Hedgehog, and it wouldn't even matter to you.
Yeah. Make him bad to begin with, just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
Give him the most human teeth you can imagine.
Number 2, American Dirt, fell from the top spot.
It did.
By Jenny Cummings.
Yes.
The bookseller flees Mexico for the United States with her son while pursued with the head of a drug cartel.
I will say with this book and the controversy surrounding it is bringing up good conversation. So that's the plus side.
Do you believe there is such a thing as good conversation anymore?
I do.
Okay.
I think that whole
you darn optimist
Zorro thing was pretty good.
Yeah. Or like when we were talking about J.D. Robb and Nora Roberts being two different people, but maybe a tax dodge.
Just positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she also Danielle Steele?
Oh my gosh.
Don't look into that. Simmons? Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? What's number 1?
Because it took off the American Dirt.
Yeah.
I want to know. You guess?
Is it Where the Crawdads?
Where the Crawdads
Are you kidding?
It's back at the top spot.
Come on.
76 weeks. Delia Owens in a quiet town of North Carolina coast in 1969, a young woman who survived alone in the marsh becomes a murder suspect. Reese Witherspoon knew what the frick she was talking about with this.
I guess so.
Ooh. Big fight here. Danielle Steele's net worth might be $310 million.
Ooh.
Oh.
She should branch off into a second persona.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You know what? Let's just
Flint.
I'm going to take a second here. I got the 20 richest authors in the world.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
2020.
This counts as book news.
Yeah, it does.
Put it in there.
Suzanne Collins is at number 20, $80 million.
Games, yeah.
Janet Ivanovich, $80 million.
Mm-hmm. She's on, I think, the 80 millionth Stephanie Plum book.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
80 million.
Deepak Chopra, $80 million.
Okay.
A lot of 80 millions. Let's get. Oh, here we go. 86. Jack Higgins at $86 million.
Really?
Christopher Little is also at $86 million.
I don't know who that is.
Paul McKenna, $100 million. Hypnotist.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Say hypnotist?
is an English hypnotist.
Oh, well,
And
then he's
writer.
just tricking people into buying his books. That's not fair.
Number 14.
You start looking at a pocket watch, and the next thing you know, you got 10 of this guy's books in your trunk.
Stephanie Meyer's, just Meyer. Stephanie Meyer is at number 14 with 125 million.
The Host is a terrible book.
Well, the Twilight movies make her bank still.
Sure.
Dean Koontz is at number 13 with 145 million.
So much output from Dean Koontz.
David Oyedepo is 150 million. Dan Brown is only at number 11.
Dan Brown, who just announced his next book is a children's picture book.
Yeah, well,
And
hopefully.
He's making the soundtrack to it.
Well, he's made 178. He's worth 178 million.
There's your mystery. Have Robert Langdon figure out why Dan Brown's writing a children's book.
All right, top 10 richest authors by net worth.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes.
Jeffrey Archer at 195 million.
He just hung it up, too.
John Grisham, 220 million at number 9.
See, but here's the impressive thing about that, okay? Because Grish, I mean, what? Does he have like 25? Would you say 25 books? Something like that?
Okay.
Nora Roberts probably has 300.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
I see.
You're
You're saying it's a quality versus quantity thing here.
I'm saying that it's not. It's more like apples to oranges, because when you have 25 books that have gotten you this versus like 300 like drugstore paperbacks, it's not like not the same.
Yeah. Trying to knock these millionaires down from their perch, aren't you?
I'm just saying, there's a different things.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, let's see. Number 8 is Nigel Blackwell.
I feel like I was too mean about Nora Roberts. That was not the point that I was trying to make.
I think she can think of 330 million reasons why she doesn't care.
That was not meant to be a dig on Nora Roberts, so much as pointing out the inequality of the number of books competing for this pot.
Yeah.
All right.
Nigel Blackwell is at number 8 with 292 million. Barbara Taylor Bradford, 300 million.
I would not have
at
guessed
number
that.
7. What is she super popular for?
I don't think she has I don't think she has like a series.
Okay. Well, Danielle Steele's at number 6 with her 310.
Okay.
Nora Roberts is at number 5 with her 390 million.
Take that, Danielle.
Number 4, Stephen King, $400 million.
I believe that.
Number 3, James Patterson, $560 million.
Well, okay, James Patterson has 500 books, but he's only written like 20 of them. So.
Yeah. Well, his net worth is at the 560.
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, he could buy and sell me 100 times over. I'm not.
Yeah. Number 2, J.K. Rowling.
Okay.
$1 billion.
Really? Because the casual vacancy is so bad.
Well, I don't think that's what's brought her to the 1 billion.
I think it's the casual vacancy is what's really pushing it up
think it's
there.
the fact that Harry Potter kids still today come in and ask for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So obnoxious.
She knew what she was doing.
I've never heard of this author in my life. So, number 1, Elizabeth Bendinter is a French philosopher, author, and historian. Bendinter is best known for her philosophical treatise on feminism and women's role in society. France's most influential author. Her net worth is $1.3 billion.
Wow. Yeah. That's up there. That was a twist. I'll tell you what. That was a twist.
This is from wealthygorilla.com.
Huh. So not the most reliable source, maybe, but interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just were telling me where the crawdads are.
Yeah, that was number 1. And then I told you about how much money certain people have. Money I can't ever imagine.
You can?
I can't. I
imagine
can't imagine what I would do with that much money.
I'm glad that Crawdads is encouraging people to read and pick up that book. But I hope that someday we could talk about that book a little bit more.
Or its sequel, When the Crawdads Sang.
Oh, early morning usually, I think, is when they do it.
Yes,
First
I
thing
think
in the morning.
so, yeah.
Early morning. All right. Well, I think it's segment time, and you know what? This delights me because I think this is maybe my favorite theme.
This is your favorite theme.
Yeah. Once again, thanks to Maestro Ben Lehman for creating this and all of the music here on the All the Book Show. Ben, wherever you are, you're right here in our hearts.
You're an angel. You're an angel among men, like in that movie Wings of Desire.
Well, what about the one with Nicolas Cage, where he's an angel and he dates
It's
Meg
actually
Ryan?
a remake of the German film Wings of Desire.
Is
Maybe
it
it's not
really?
a German film. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet they don't teach that Nicolas Cage movie in film classes, though, do they?
No, I don't think so.
Why would Meg Ryan ride a bicycle down a freeway with her eyes closed? It's insane.
It is a German film.
It is insane.
I've told you that the guy who plays Columbo is in Wings of Desire playing himself.
Pretty fun. That's
and
fun.
at one point he's just walking down the street and there's like two kids just like smoking. They turn like, was that Columbo?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch Columbo?
No.
Have you ever seen Columbo?
Yes, I've seen the one with McCoy. Not McCoy. Vulcan. Spock.
That's a good one. That's a good one with the different colored suture.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Did you like it?
It was all right.
You have a heart of stone. You have a heart of stone.
Yeah.
Okay. Sexy New Book Club. Well, what's that? If you're new to the podcast, and God bless you for sticking with us this long.
Yeah, thanks.
What we do here is we pick some books from our new book collection, usually books that we haven't read but that have caught our eye, that have made it to our list of things that we want to take a look at. Yeah. Eric, as the teen,
as these
teen
books
librarian,
walk down the street, we lower our sunglasses, and you hear the
yeah, exactly. What's that song called?
I don't know.
Is that just from? I mean, Ferris Bueller's the one that makes
Isn't
that
it
popular,
like,
right?
oh my Lord?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But I think that's also in The Secrets of My Success with Michael J. Fox and Helen Slater.
Oh,
I think it is.
okay.
I don't know. Fact check me. If I'm wrong, what are you going to do about it? You know?
Oh, it's the Oh Yeah song. Oh yeah. It's called Oh Yeah by Boris Blank.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Boris, you've left quite an impact on culture.
I like the song that's in Dumb and Dumber, the boom.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you like Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Is it about a high school kid being annoying?
Well, he cuts class.
Yeah.
And hilarity ensues.
Listen, I used to cut class. No hilarity ensued. You just spent time at the library reading video game magazines, and then you went home.
You're no Matthew Broderick.
That's true.
Well, what about Secrets of My Success with Michael J. Fox, Helen Slater?
No.
I don't think it holds up.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's talk about sexy new books. Well, you know what?
Sexy new books.
Thank you. I'm going to go first.
What? Okay.
My first selection here is called Small Days and Nights. So the cover, what do you think of this cover?
I like
first
it.
of all, kind of looks like an Ezra Jack Keats book.
Yes.
It's sort of a collage cutout look. Small Days and Nights by Tishani Daushi. And let me tell you, the inside flap here has to say, a captivating and clear-eyed story of two sisters caught in a moment of transformation set against the vivid backdrop of modern India.
Finally.
I bet you didn't expect that,
No.
did you? Escaping her failing marriage in the United States, Grace Marisola has returned to Pondicherry to cremate her mother. Once there, she receives an unexpected inheritance, a property on the isolated beaches of Madras, and discovers a sister she never knew she had.
Oh.
Lucia, 4 years older, who has spent her life in a residential facility. Settling into the pink house on its spit of wild beach, Grace builds a new and precarious life with Lucia, the village housekeeper Malika, the dryly witty auntie Kavitha, and an ever-multiplying band of dogs led by the golden Raja. In
You
the
had
lush,
me at dogs?
I know that. In the lush wilderness of Paramankani, with its vacant bus stops colonized by flying foxes, its temples shielded by canopies of teak and tamarind, where every dusk the fishermen line the beach smoking and mending their nets. Grace feels that she has come to the very end of the world, but her attempts to leave her old self behind prove first a struggle then a strain, as she discovers the chaos, tenderness, fury, and bewilderment of life with Lucia. There was a Lucille Ball sitcom called Life with Lucy. Do you think there's any connection?
Maybe.
It was
Maybe it's
canceled.
more just reference.
It was canceled.
Yeah.
That's kind of a black mark on Lucille Ball's career.
Really?
Yeah, they put it right to series. They didn't do a pilot or anything.
Ooh.
And it just wasn't that great. She was in her 80s when it happened.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, but back to this book, Small Days and Nights.
Remember when you brought your 4-year-old son to the Lucy Museum?
He loved it.
And he had the best
Cracked
time?
him up. In fierce lyrical prose, Doshi presents an unflinching portrait of contemporary India, exploring the tensions between urban and rural life, modernity and tradition, duty and freedom. Luminous, funny, surprising, and heartbreaking.
Sorry.
Small Days and Nights is a story of the ties that bind, the secrets we bury, and the sacrifices we make to forge lives that have meaning.
I wish this book was about something.
Do you? Not enough.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Her debut novel was The Pleasure Seekers. Do you remember when that came out?
No.
Okay, well, that was a pretty big splash.
Did you ever see
Anyway. What did you think of that synopsis?
There's a lot going on.
It gave you everything. It's one of
Yeah.
those movie trailers where you think, well, I've seen the movie now.
Yeah, where somebody's
So-
like, life is full of love and anger, and it makes you crazy, but it makes you sane, and it makes you wise,
Yeah.
but you're foolish.
Yeah.
Just like, boy, I've never seen this movie in my life.
So is that...
No, see, that's definitely like the plot kind. That kind of summary is the type of thing that makes me turn away from a book.
Interesting.
So I'm like, I'm definitely not feeling all of that right now. Just
That's true.
Don't try to sell me on how many things this book is about. Just give me the basic plot, which sounds interesting enough. Don't tell me that this book is about love and loss and truth and joy and money and greed and peace, but war.
I'm we're really vibing right now, Eric, because I feel the same thing.
Vibe.
Because here's the thing. I'm a sucker for books where as soon as it was like she inherited a weird piece of property and then went to live there, I'm in. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that story.
She's got the sister she never knew she had.
Yeah.
There's enough there.
I mean, it's all the makings right there.
It doesn't have to be about the existential nature of the universe.
But I agree with you, because it was like, you can't, like, I'm sure this book explores a lot of emotional depth.
Right.
And I'm sure that it does it well, based on the author. But trying to get it all in that blurb, it's jumping too many steps. It's like, feel.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel bored.
Oh, yeah.
So
overwhelmed.
But I wonder what that property's like. Am I right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want a little bit of this?
Beachfront?
Yeah, it's right on the beaches of Madras. I'm probably not saying that right. Sorry. Would you like to hear a little bit of this?
Yes.
Prologue. My sister, Lucia. How strange it is to say the word. For 3 years we've lived together in a house without men. It is a large pink house with blue shutters and verandas and a garden set on 10 acres of beachfront land. That we live here in the deep south of India on this spit of isolated beach is a matter of concern for the neighboring villagers. The headman, Valavan, who has named his daughter after Hindu goddess and inexplicably given his sole son the name Lenin, invites me to discuss issues of safety once a month. He insists I bring Lucia, even though she has no interest in tea or politics. How you feeling so far?
Keep going.
Okay. I'm going to jump over to part 1 because we're in prologue now.
Okay.
All right. Part 1. Return is never the experience you hope for. After all those lost years in America, I wanted to walk into the streets and know them. But there's a new tightness to the city, an exuberance that's difficult to understand. Madras, August 2010. A swell of bodies. At arrivals, there's a crush of families and hotel chauffeurs, bouquets wrapped in plastic and welcome boards. It's past 1 in the morning. What kind of parents are these who bring their bawling children out so late into the night? The air attacks you at the threshold, heavy, sweaty air, which smells of something that was once sweet, now rotting. Damp in the armpits and crotch, jeans sticking to thighs. Taxi drivers and porters are jostling about, trying to cage a passenger. Taxi, madam, taxi. Prepaid customers roll their luggage primly towards the fast track and Akbar cars without making eye contact. Madras is returning home on their mobile phones, instructing people to hurry and meet them at the pickup point.
Madras is one of the most visited cities in India by foreign tourists and is ranked 43rd most visited city in the world by 2015.
Well, that's up there.
And also a pretty big place for the film production.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
large beach. When she's saying beach, it's like just a huge strip of beach.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think this is the kind of book that it's very difficult to make a snap judgment on because so much of it is going to be like the atmosphere and the emotion that comes out of it. So
the writing style win you over.
It didn't particularly.
Yeah. But I kind of glazed over.
Yeah.
My eyes kind of glazed over once or twice.
But I could see it. You know, there's something to it that I think I think it's the kind of book where you'd have to get over a hump, and once you did, and we're like, in with what was going on and the world and the narrator, then I think you could probably, get really cruising with it. I don't think I have done this book a very good service in trying to do a dry read of it. So I would say that while I'm still interested in it, that did not elevate it on my list at all. How about that? Does that seem fair?
That makes sense.
Does that seem fair to you, Eric?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I've got this little romantic comedy. It is called Tweet Cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Like meet cute.
Yeah.
But it's tweet cute.
Hashtag adorbs.
Yeah. It's by Emma Lord. Oh, my Emma Lord. Do you think anybody says that?
Well, why no one person does?
Meet Pepper, swim team captain, chronic overachiever, and all-around perfectionist.
Miss Pepper, please.
Her family may be falling apart, but their massive fast food chain is booming, mainly thanks to Pepper, who is barely managing to juggle real life while secretly running Big League Burger's massive Twitter account. Oh, I wonder if it's one of those like really clever...
like Wendy's?
Like Wendy's, yeah. Enter Jack, class clown and constant thorn in Pepper's side. When he isn't trying to duck out of his obscenely popular twin's shadow, he's busy working in his family's deli. His relationship with the business that holds his future may be love-hate, but when Big Lee Burger steals his grandma's iconic grilled cheese recipe, he'll do whatever it takes to take them down one tweet at a time. All's fair in love and cheese. That is until Pepper Jack.
The joy that brought.
Oh my gosh. Pepper and Jack's spat turns into a viral Twitter war. Little do they know, while they're publicly duking it out with snarky memes and retweet battles, they also falling for each other in real life on an anonymous chat app Jack built. As their relationship deepens and their online shenanigans escalate, people on the internet are shipping them. Their battle gets more and more personal until even those two rivals can't ignore that they were destined for the most unexpected, awkward, all-the-feels romance that neither of them expected. Listen, the cells there at the same point when it's like all the feels, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not the audience anymore.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like a shop around the corner.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You've got mail.
Does it say anything like based on the original play is called Parfumery by Miklos Laszlo?
I don't, and none of the blurbs mention it.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, that's totally
yeah.
I mean, that story's been done so many times. You've got mail, shop around the corner. What's the one with
Twice.
yeah. What is that one called?
What?
There's one with Judy Garland that I always forget. The Good Old Summertime. Terrible movie. I hate it. But it's based on that.
Wizard of Oz?
No, that's pretty good. That's based on Frank Baum's books.
I guess.
You don't think it's good?
I don't love the movie.
Really?
Yeah. I've
Put him up.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't get the world of Wizard of Oz. I don't get its economy.
Its economy?
Yeah. When they did that second movie, the
oh my gosh,
whatever it was just called Oz the Great and Powerful.
Return to Oz?
No, I'm thinking the James Franco one.
Oh.
And they're like, you can have all this gold. I'm like, why is there gold in the Wizard of Oz? What do you use gold to buy?
I never watched that.
What kind of job do you get in Oz?
I would do a whole spotlight on Return to Oz, though, because that's some freaky stuff.
All right, Pepper starts the book.
Okay.
The first chapter is Pepper.
Yes, Pepper.
To be fair, when the alarm goes off, there's barely even any smoke rising out of the oven. Ha 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 ha. Is the apartment on fire? I lower the screen of my laptop down where my older sister Paige's now scowling face is taking up half the screen on a Skype call from UPenn. The other half of the screen is currently occupied by the Great Expectations essay I've written and rewritten enough times that Charles Dickens is probably rolling in his grave. Nope, I mutter, crossing the kitchen to shut off the oven. Just my life. I pull the oven open, and another whoosh of smoke comes out, revealing some seriously blackened monster cake. Crap. I grab the stepladder from the pantry to shut off the fire alarm, then open all the windows to our 26th floor apartment where the Upper East Side sprawls out beneath my feet, all the scores of towery buildings with their bright lights burning even long after any more in their right mind should be asleep. I stare at it for a moment, somehow still not quite used to the staggering view, even though we've been here nearly 4 years.
Can I tell you something?
Uh-huh.
I like it.
All right, let's go to the next chapter, which I assume is going to be Jack.
Yes.
Let's go to the first
Pepper Jack.
And see what's the difference between this Pepper and this Jack.
Yeah.
Jack. People should be banned from sending emails before 9 a.m. on Mondays, particularly if said email is going to wreck my day. To the parents and eager learning beavers of Stonehall Academy, it begins. A clear sign is from Rucker, full-time vice principal and part-time thief of joy. It has come to the facility's attention that members of the student body are engaging in anonymous chats on an app called Weasel. Not only is it not sanctioned by the school, but is a growing cause of concern. The risk of cyberbullying, the potential spread of test answers, and the unknown origins of this app are all reason enough for us to enact a school-wide ban effective immediately. Parents, we urge you to have a frank discussion with students about dangers of this app. From this day forward, any student caught engaging in Weasel on campus will be subject to disciplinary hearing. Anyone with information about this app is encouraged to come forward. Have an enriching day. By Vice Principal Rucker. I shut my screen, throwing myself back onto my pillow and closing my eyes. Weasel, of all the hills I'm willing to die on, this should probably be the last one, but I'm irked by the misnomer anyway. It's Weasel, with a Z, my slightly cheeky homage to early-era apps that abuse Z and disavowed vowels. I figured leaning into the second one and calling it Weasel, W-E-A-Z-L, was a little too much, even for me. But more importantly, nobody's using it to cheat on cyberbullying or whatever the hell Rucka thinks teenagers do. They finally find a space to interact without adults breathing down their necks. Anyway, I'm running out of steam.
Yeah.
There we go.
That got boring, but I feel like that was more your fault than the book. Does that make sense?
Sorry. Yeah, I chose to read that email.
Yeah,
that was the mistake.
Huge mistake.
Look,
rookie mistake.
It seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
People seem to have been pretty excited for it. It seems funny. Seems like it knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's got its tongue firmly into its cheek.
Kirkus's like little, they have like a one-line little zinger at the end. The Kirkus zinger for this is a just right combination of sweet and cheesy. Oh,
man,
geez.
I tell you what,
Pepper Jack.
Haven't given up red meat for apparently life.
Yeah.
All this burger stuff is not helping.
2 years for me, vegetarian.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
It was February.
Yeah.
Right after we talked to Elizabeth Elo.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
I
it
don't
was that
really
book.
miss beef.
No, I don't either.
So sometimes I'm like, I could go for a burger, but the Impossible Burgers are pretty good.
I know. Yeah.
But I think it's cold cuts I miss the most.
I occasionally miss. Well, you still do chicken and stuff, but I miss like chicken wings every once in a while. Pulled pork sandwiches. There's no equivalent for that.
Yeah, I mean, I can get turkey pepperoni.
Yeah,
but like, there's no real like capicola.
Yeah,
or hard salami kind of equivalent right now.
Understood.
So,
yep. Well, this has been Vegetarian Corner with Nic and Eric.
I'm not a vegetarian.
Okay.
I'm a half-atarian.
Yeah, you are.
I don't think anyone really considers me a hero of anything. So I just can drive home from work, look at those cows, and go, not today.
Yeah, they probably do. There goes Eric. That was a horse. Sorry. That was clearly a horse's voice. I don't know what I was doing. That's too slow then. Is that like a snail? Or sloth, maybe?
Well, dairy cows aren't that bright, I don't think.
Yeah. Is that just like, do you just do sort of a, hello there?
That's a horse
like a horse.
again. Yeah.
Mr. Ed. That was a Mr.
Yeah,
Ed.
you're just trapped in the old West.
Wilbur.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, I think it's great you don't eat red meat. How about that?
Thanks.
Are you going to read Tweet Cute?
Am I going to?
Yeah.
No, but if I had to, I wouldn't hate it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If you're curious in the story that is clearly based on, you can go back and listen to our special episode on She Loves Me, which was an off the books we did with the cast of She Loves Me.
I was trying to think of like, did we talk about Meg Ryan's career?
Do you want to?
A Meg Ryan spotlight?
Didn't we just talk about Meg Ryan today?
Yeah, when we talked about Tweet Cute.
No, before that. We were talking about Meg Ryan for something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Go on. What's your next books?
Okay. The Future of Another Timeline.
Oh,
I know.
Clever.
By Annalee Newitz. So I got to tell you, this is a little on the old side, but I keep...
What?
I know. I keep
all right. I guess it's sexy old books.
Look, it's still within the confines of new, okay? Here it is. Inside cover, 1992. After a confrontation at a Riot Girl concert, 17-year-old Beth finds herself in a car with her friend's abusive boyfriend dead in the back seat.
Dang.
I know.
That took a twist.
I know.
I was about to be like, oh, this guy sucks. Oh, he's dead.
I thought the same thing. Agreeing to help her friends hide the body. This murder sets Beth and her friends on
Don't agree to that.
I don't. Yeah, just be like, I gotta go. This murder sets Beth and her friends on a path of escalating violence and vengeance as they realize many other young women in the world need protecting too. 2022. It's 2 years from now. 7 years after the scenes we see in Back to the Future Part 2. 2022. Determined to use time travel to create a safer future. I know. Tess has dedicated her life to visiting key moments in history and fighting for change. But rewriting the timeline isn't as simple as editing one person or event. And just when Tess believes she's found a way to make an edit that actually sticks, she encounters a group of dangerous travelers bent on stopping her at any cost. A similar thing happened in Quantum Leap, where Sam leaped into a place where there was an evil leaper trying to put wrong what once went right.
Right.
So similar thing on the Scott Bakula-led series, Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap.
Back to the book.
Oh, boy.
Tess's and Beth's lives intertwine as war breaks out across the timeline. A war that threatens to destroy time travel. I know. And leave only a small group of elites with the power to shape the past, present, and future. Gee, can you imagine that world? Against the vast and intricate forces of history and humanity, is it possible for a single person's actions to echo throughout the timeline?
Yes. I would assume so, yes.
Yeah, okay.
If you have the power to time travel, I'm going to assume yes.
That went in a lot of weird places. How do you feel about that? Did you like that?
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a ride.
All right. I got to tell you, this author, American journalist, editor, and author, of course, she recipient of the Knight Science Journalism Fellowship from MIT and has written for Popular Science, The New Yorker, and The Washington Post.
There's a lot going on there.
Are you familiar with the science fiction website IO9?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she's a creator of it. She founded it.
Holy crap.
Yeah. You know, I'm...
Yes.
The flap for this book kept going in such weird places that I'm liking it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of chapter 1.
Here we go.
And I assume this is a back and forth, like we see the 90s. We see chapter 1, Tess, Irvine, Alta, California.
What's chapter 1 in
1992? Chapter 1 in
because chapter 11 is
bankruptcy.
So what's the first 10 chapters?
I don't know. I guess you start it. You put your name on the door. Chapter 1.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could ask Nora Roberts. She has over
chapter 8 by
300
Oven.
chapter 1s. Chapter 1, Tess, Irvine, Alta, California, 1992. Drums beat in the distance. You can't do that on the balcony, buddy. That's from Arrested Development. Do you remember? Okay. Chapter 1. Drums beat in the distance like an amplified pulse. People streamed over the dirt road, leather boots laced to their knees, eyes ringed in coal, ears and lips studded with precious metals. Some gathered in an open square below the steep path to the amphitheater, making a bonfire out of objects stolen from their enemies. That's crazy. The smoke reeked of something ancient, horrific. Materials far older than humanity were burning. A rusty sunset painted everyone in blood, and shrieks around the flames mixed with faraway chanting. It could have been Rome under Nero. It could have been Samarkand when the Sadigans fled.
It
could have been
Rome.
Ataturk's new Istanbul, or a feast day in Chaco Canyon. The technologies were industrial, Neolithic, and medieval. The screams were geochronologically neutral. I paused, smelling the toxins, watching a woman with jet black lips and blue hair pretend to eat a spider. One of her companions laughed. "Michelle, you're so gross. This isn't an Ozzy concert." They paused at the ticket booths to flip off the vice fighters, a gang of conservative protesters waving signs covered in Bible quotes. Some of them were burning CDs in a garbage can, and the stench of melting plastic formed a noxious bubble around their demonstration. How are you feeling about this?
All right.
It's not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, well, that's the twist.
I guess so. The machine had not delivered me to an ancient war, not to an anti-imperialistic celebration. I was at Irvine Meadows Amphitheater in 1992.
Right, because she's going to end up with the person's dead boyfriend.
Right, deep in the heart of Orange County, Alta, California.
Right. I'm there now.
They're saying Alta, California. Are we saying like an alternate? It's ALTA.
Oh, maybe,
Is that just something I don't
Alt
recognize?
California.
Okay. I'd be seeing one of the greatest punk bands of the decade, but I wasn't here for history tourism. Somewhere in this rowdy concert crowd, a dangerous conspiracy was unfolding.
I'm in.
I needed to find out who was behind it. If these bastards succeeded, they would destroy time travel, locking us into one version of history forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of in.
Yeah.
Do you
Pretty
like
good.
it?
Yeah.
Do you like Ozzy Osbourne?
No.
Do you like punk bands?
Well, I like the song. I like some of his Black Sabbath stuff.
Okay.
I like War Pigs. The song.
Sounds funny.
It's just a song.
Okay. You know what? I think this did
Paranoid.
I think this did just go higher on my list. I think it did go higher.
Couldn't help me with my mind.
All right.
People say I'm crazy 'cause I am.
Is this Black Sabbath? It's
Yeah.
not what I pictured it sounding like.
Well, I don't think I sound like Black Sabbath in general.
Oh, okay.
All right, second book on my end. It's called Spell Hacker. Yeah, that's right. Spell Hacker. Here's the cover. What do you think? Electric guitar all over this, right?
I don't like it.
One last heist, famous last words.
Let me see it again.
Spell Hacker.
I don't like the color.
Sorry. In Krakarta, magic known as Maz was once freely available natural resource until an earthquake released a magical plague, killing thousands and turning Maz into a commodity that's tightly regulated and outrageously expensive. Maz Management, the only Maz supplier in Krakarta, makes sure of that, which is why Diz and her three best friends run a very lucrative, very illegal Maz siphoning gig on the side. Their latest job is supposed to be their last heist ever, until they turn up a new strain of Maz, more powerful than any they've seen before, and way more valuable. But when their plan for one last score blows up in their faces, literally, they find themselves trying to unravel a conspiracy at the very center of the spell plague, and possibly save the world. No pressure.
Did you say world or Wales?
World.
Okay.
Yeah. This is by M.K. England. She also wrote The Disasters. Spell Hacker. Listen, I just like the title.
It's a good title, yeah.
Chapter 1. I don't know why I thought cops wouldn't follow me onto the roof. Honestly, most of the time is true. When I go up, the cops stay down, and I'm home free a minute later. 99 jobs out of 100 are in, steal out, profit. It figures that this, our crew's latest job ever, would be the one fiery exception. Dispatch, this is 21501. I have the suspect cornered on the roof of Ivan Building. Request backup and air support. Cornered, please. She knows I'm up here, but she doesn't know where. It's only a matter of time, though. And isn't air support a bit overkill? The officer sweeps her gaze over the rooftop, pulling threads of glowing fire between her fingers as she glances right over the nook I've crammed myself into. The low concrete wall at my back bleeds evening chill through my hoodie, and my thighs burn with the exhaustion of holding still in a crouch after running for a mile. I'm done.
I didn't like it either.
I'm not a fan of this writing style. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of apostrophes. No, commas. There's a lot of commas.
Oh, okay.
Maybe chapter 2 will pick it up.
Lulled me right to sleep. I feel relaxed.
It's the fourth earthquake this month, and
Power
honestly, I'm done.
Honestly,
No,
you're done?
You
don't
sorry.
like that?
It's just the thing. I just can't listen to teens talk like teens in teen books. That whole, what was that? All the feels. I hate the term the feels.
I do too.
I loathe it. I don't care if that makes me sound 80 years old. I hate the term the feels. It's stupid. It is also, it's lazy.
Uncle Eric's on a tear.
If a movie's giving you the feels, then you owe it to the movie to explain what feels it's giving you.
Yeah.
Don't just say the feels, you baby. Grow up. Switch into big boy pants and come up with an actual emotion. Yikes. I'm so sick of the feels.
Were you demonstrating some of the feels right there?
No, that was anger.
That was legit.
That feel was anger.
That was an anger.
Anger is often described as a secondary emotion.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been told by my therapist.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, you got another one?
I think love is a secondhand emotion. I think that's what Tina Turner said.
Am I
remembering that right?
Yeah. I got one that's topical. My last one is topical. It's by Becky Albertelli and Aisha Saeed. It's called Yes, No, Maybe So. Jamie Goldberg is cool with volunteering for his local state Senate candidate, as long as he's behind the scenes. When it comes to speaking to strangers, or let's face it, speaking to almost anyone, Jamie's a choke artist. There's no way he'd ever knock on doors to ask people for their votes until he meets Maya. Maya Remens having the worst Ramadan ever. Her best friend is too busy to hang out, her summer trip is canceled, and her parents are separating. Why her mother thinks the solution to her problems is political canvassing with some awkward dude she hardly knows is beyond her. Going to door isn't exactly glamorous, but maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. After all, the polls are getting closer, and so are Maya and Jamie. Mastering local activism is one thing. Navigating the cross-culture crush of the century is another thing entirely, because of politics.
Yeah.
Chapter 1, Jamie. It's back and forth with these books.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Oranges don't have nipples, says Sophie.
They have navels sometimes.
I park our cart by the display pyramid, pointingly ignoring her. You could say that there's part of me that doesn't want to discuss nipples with my 12-year-old sister in the Target produce section. And that's part of me. That part of me is all of me. They're Tangelos, Sophie adds. Tangelos have good for Tangelos. D'Angelo's. I tear my plastic bag off the row.
Beverly D'Angelo from
Look, the sooner we get everything, the sooner we can leave.
Tangelo.
Which isn't a diss on Target. No way. Target's the best. Jesus, Target paying for this book? It's kind of my personal wonderland.
Wow.
But it's hard to catch that everything could happen big box general merchandise vibe when I'm here with my cousin as my cousin's errand boy. Gabe is the assistant campaign manager for a special election in our district, and he's never seems to run out of random jobs for Sophie and me. This morning he texted us a snack list for his volunteers: oranges, grapes, chocolate, pizza bagels, Nutri-Grain bars, water bottles, no apples, no pretzels, all caps in true Gabe fashion. Apparently crunchy foods and political phone banking don't mix.
Interesting.
Still think they look nipply, Sophie mutters as I reach for a few Tangelos near the
Tangelo.
top. All right. So that was Jamie.
Okay.
Here's Maya. Chapter 2. Sarah is on a mission, and since I'm her best friend, I'm all in. But 45 minutes into our treasure hunt, we've come up empty. The object of our conquest? A trash can. And no, I don't mean this metaphorically. We are literally on a hunt for a receptacle for garbage. It's got to be here somewhere, Sarah mutters. They've had 3 in stock when Jenna called to check this morning. I stifle a yawn as people dart past us, pushing red shopping carts. I thought you were going with the other stuff you texted me last week. Yeah, but then Jenna found a great theme here. There goes with our dorm layout. There's only... they're in Target, too. Who's paying for this?
Target.
Okay. What do you think?
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
If you had to choose out of the 3.
Oh, snap. I'm going to go with Tweet Cute.
Tweet Cute.
Yeah. I like the... I think I like the concept a little bit more.
Look.
But you're a political meister.
Let's be
Maestro.
honest.
Uh-huh.
What you like about that is that their name is Pepperjack. That's
so
what you
funny.
like.
It's so funny.
That's what you like, and that's why
So
you'd read
clever.
that book.
Yeah. Well, what if your book had been called, Hello, my name is Time with a Y.
Yeah.
This other guy's name is Travel.
That'd be pretty good. Time travel?
Oh,
Oh, my gosh.
Look,
All
it's
right.
just because I was hit with the Pepperjack out of nowhere.
You were drop
I was
kicked
not
with
prepared.
that Pepperjack.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So
Yeah, I guess out of mine, I'm going with Tweet Cute.
Tweet Cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well-
Yes, No, Maybe So seems like it's also pretty funny.
Okay.
So look at the cover. You see the cover is them like going door to door
Yeah.
and maybe bonding a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm a little disappointed that the sci-fi fantasy book I checked out is not doing it for me at all.
I know,
Instead,
sorry.
it's the 2 will they won't they teen romances.
You're just
What's
a
happening
romantic.
in my life?
You're romantic at heart.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah.
I saw the guy from the Romantics also at a Ringo Starr concert.
Wow.
He sang "Talking in Your Sleep."
Oh yeah.
What I like
Yeah.
about you.
I saw that the first time I actually heard that song. I think
Yeah.
I was at a hockey game in Tennessee.
Really?
I saw the.
What were you doing in Tennessee?
I was doing like an internship.
Okay.
I saw it's the Predators.
Do you have a secret life?
No, this was forever ago.
Okay.
Before you knew me.
Okay.
This was I think it was the Predators. Is
Okay.
the name of the Tennessee hockey team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was rooting for them.
Huh.
Anyway, the band during like sessions, I don't know,
Sessions?
quarters,
What do you think? It's like Congress?
I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
Look, the band would play and they played "Talking in Your Sleep."
Oh, okay.
I was like, that's a cool song.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there, but it is a cool song.
Yeah.
All right. So that's been our Sexy New Book Club segment. You can find these books and many, many more in our new book sections right when you walk in the door for the adult books.
Mm-hmm.
The YA books are on a cool tiered cake-like display over in the youth section.
Yeah, man, I could go for some cake now.
I know, that does sound good.
Layered cake. Strawberry on that cake.
Anything else you want to talk about this week?
My wife asked me one time, she was like at the grocery store. She's like, do you want dessert tonight? I'm like, sure. And she's like, okay, what do you want? She was like listing all these like cookies and cakes and ice cream. I was like, I don't know, just strawberries.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, strawberries aren't dessert.
I know.
And I was like, I think they are.
I feel the same way. That's what I'm like. I'll have like a cup of applesauce and my wife will have like a piece of chocolate cake. We'll be like, this seems right.
Ooh, yeah, get me chocolate cake with the strawberries.
Oh, really? See, I don't much care for that.
Chocolate covered strawberries?
Coca-Cola cake from Cracker Barrel though. I would quit my job to drive there.
Cracker
right
Barrel's his little wonderland. He
guess
loves Cracker Barrel.
It's my target. All right. That's going to do it for this week on the All the Books Show. Join us next week as we talk Spencer Confidential and all things Robert Parker. We'll see you then.